Hi guys, DK here. Today I'm going to be taking you through a question I've been asked a couple of times recently, which is about reactive UIs, or UIs that will actually change what they display based on what's going on in the either in the Grasshopper document or in the user interface. So to that end, I've created I've added some more detail, and I've added some more geometry to what we were working on last time. So this is I've added a box on some slider controls that we can move around just to so we can see some changes happening live, and we can change the color here. So let's say we go with dark blue. So so now we've got a lot more going on in this one particular control. So what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to start off. I'd like to split off the save and load to their own tab. So I'm going to create a tab control for that. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move this out of my way here, and I'm going to disconnect. We have the two controls that I would like to put onto a save and load tab are these ones. So what I'm going to do is disconnect those, and I'm going to actually ungroup them, and I'm going to call this. I'm going to group this and call this save tab, and I'm actually going to create this is not really necessary at this point, but it's kind of good practice. The reason for the page ID inputs is this is going to be save. So we'll call this our save page, and we can put that into our page IDs. And I'm just going to add that to the group, and I'm going to call, and I'm just going to name this so we can see it. There we go. So this is going to be our save tab. All of this, I think we can call our controls tab. So I'm going to group that, and I'm going to change this to controls so that we're differentiating these. Actually, for now, I'm going to call that page 1. So I'm going to edit. I'm going to leave that as page 1. It just means I don't have to go through and reconnect all of my lives. But if I was designing this so that I could have controls on each of the tabs having the same descriptive name, I would definitely go through and rename this to to the actual tab that it's in. So now I have those. What I want to do, and I'll shift this across. In my user inputs, I am going to grab a tab control, and this needs a name, so I'm just going to create a panel, and I'm going to call this main, and I'm going to grab another panel. Now we're going to have two tabs. I'm going to call them controls and save load. And I have to turn this into multi-line data so that I have a list of names coming out of here. I'm going to put those into the tab names. and then I'm going to connect a value component up to here. So now we have this in our, as our main. Now I'm actually going to connect up to here. I will connect a toggle up to here because I'm going to have my save on a separate tab. But when I open, I'd like it to open on the controls tab. I'm not going to save the state of the actual tabs when I save it. So and which means it won't especially it won't refresh on here. So we can that is always a good idea on this particular type of control. So now I have a tab header coming out, and I also have a value. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to create a stream filter, and I'm going to take this is going to be controls. Bring that down to here, and I'm going to make another text component here, which I'm going to call save load. And we'll plug this in. Plug this in here. So controls is going to be page 1. Save load is going to be page 2. If we had more pages, we would just come in and we would add more to the filter. But we just have the 2 for the moment. And I'm going to wire this value output from our tab header into our filter, and then another merge component. So I'm going to put the tab header at the top, and then the selected page next. And we can tidy all of this up, and I need to disconnect our HTML from there. I'll create a new one. Bring this up. I'm going to turn the wire display to default. And if I connect this up, we will now have these 2 buttons at the top of the screen, or at the top of our control window. And if we this allows us to change between these 2 tabs. So the controls tab has all of our controls, and the save load has our controls that we'll need to need to save and load this this information from the dock. So that's really how you set up how easy it is to set up a tabbed connection. And as we if we add more details, we could say we could go put a setup tab in here. We would get another button. Now if I click on this, that's actually, we're not going to have anything on that page, because it's an empty, there's nothing coming into this filter. We could put a panel here and prove that if we pipe some data in, then we'll actually get that coming up on that panel. So yeah, just as you start adding more and more tabs, you can simply add more and more. You just add them in named here, and they will stack as they come across the screen. They will stack up into a second layer. So yeah, so that is the first sort of reactive type of UI, where the tab control is actively changing the setup of your screen based on these inputs of these buttons at the top. So I'm going to group all of that, and I'll call this tabs. So that's and I'm going to hide off these wires. So there we have it. That's our and preview all of this off. That's our tabs display. But what I'd also like to do here is have separate controls for my sphere and my box. So, and to do that, I'm going to shift this back and add to group. I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to pull all of this down, and actually I think, yeah, we'll come back. We'll probably I'll just do it here. I'm going to do a merge component. This might be the easiest way to go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be those are our 4 box controls are now isolated. And same here. I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have our 4 controls for our sphere are isolated, and I'm going to add a pull down menu. So yeah, I'll just pull in our page ID, and we'll call this we'll grab a panel, and we'll call this select geometry. Plug that into our names. Into our values, we're going to go sphere and box, and we have to convert this to multi-line data. We'll put that into our values. So there's our sphere and our box. We can plug a panel into here, and we had an error come up, but that has been populated correctly. Not going to bother with a tooltip, and I will save this. So I now have pull down coming out of here, and now I'm going to grab a filter. I'll grab a stream filter again, and I'm going to plug the value into a stream filter, and I'm going to plug the sphere into the 0, and I'm going to plug the box controls into the 1, and then I'm going to plug the the output of my stream filter. I'm going to plug into my controls, and I need one more merge component, where I'm going to actually merge these together and plug that into our controls. So we'll space this out quite nicely, and pull that down. I'm going to add to group and preview off. So we'll pull this up. So now we have this pull down menu, and if I click on the box, we'll get the box controls, and if I click on sphere, we'll get the sphere, the controls for our sphere. So that's how you create just a very simple logic on how you can create controls within DKUI that change and adapt for what the user has selected. As always, guys, if you've found this video interesting and that you find DKUI useful in your own workflows, you can always just grab this icon by DKUI, drop that onto the canvas, and that will open up your web browser and go straight to this this PayPal page, where you are more than welcome to tell me how much DKUI is worth to you. All donations are gratefully received, and certainly go a long way to motivate me to not only work on this UI platform, but also to make these videos that help teach you how to use it. If you have any questions from here, you feel free to leave those in the comments section below this video, or you can track me down on the Rhino discourse. I'm known on there as Kiteboard Shaper. Thank you very much.